name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell, so you are notified when new videos drop. So I think it's reasonably fair to say that I like Doctor Who to an obsessive level. I freaking adore Doctor Who. I do. I love Doctor Who. I love comic books. You know, I keep trying to steer my channel more into comic books than Doctor Who, but I'm always brought back Doctor Who because I just really like it. Okay, I am just obsessed with it. I really do adore Doctor Who. I do love comics. So then this morning I saw an interview with Jodie Houser, who writes the current ongoing Doctor Who comic, comic strip, which is ending, which is going away, which is very sad. And I think they've both been really hurt by just terrible mismanagement over the last few years. So I thought, that might be an interesting video to make, an inside look at the end of, 50-year, probably 60-year continual publishing, for now I think 50-year continued publishing of Doctor Who. That might be quite interesting, but it's a bit of a downer. Honestly, it was a bit of a downer. And then, the good Lord did provide. I then saw an article about a new Doctor Who graphic novel collection coming out, reprint collection coming out, which by the way, I love those. Here, let me just show. I'm not a fake fan here, because here, this is the entire Doctor Who magazine comic strip graphic novel collection, minus of course the Jodie one, because let's not make it crazy. I'm not gonna get it. This is all Doctor Who magazine. So I'm really very excited. I thought it was over. I thought these graphic novels were over. They managed to squeeze another one out, which I'm really quite elated about, and I hope they managed to squeeze out more, because I just freaking life. Let's circle back to the beginning. I like Doctor Who. I like comics. So we're going to be talking about that in this video. Could you like, could you share, could you subscribe, all those things. And if you're not subscribed, you can consider hitting subscribe. That's really just unbelievably helpful. And I am pathetically and ridiculously grateful. I really am genuinely very grateful. Thank you very much. If you subscribe, make sure you still subscribe and comment. I got about 30 comments still I've got to go through and reply. If you are good enough to comment on, because it helps me a lot as well, you comment. You're good enough to comment. It's going to be rude for me not to reply. I will reply to you. And also, I'm kind of interested to know what you think. So like, share, comment, subscribe. All those are freaking awesome. All those are fantastic. And I think more so than most, I can plug my Indiegogo over here. Two awesome comic books, because they're kind of like connected to Doctor Who and comics. So I figure for this one time, it's actually an organic ad that I'm squeezing in. So two freaking awesome graphic novels are available in Indiegogo. I am wrapping up this campaign soon. I've been saying this for like a month, okay, and it's embarrassing. Right now, I've been going on for I've been saying this for like a month. I'm wrapping this up soon. I got one more thing I really want to do to be able to do a final run on this campaign, because I want to do my new campaign, which is just, I'm nearly finished it, okay? At this point, I'm up to page 55. I'm really plowing through it. So I want to fulfill this campaign, because I think it's kind of a good idea to let people get their comics after they pay for it. But I want to get my new campaign. So what are these two graphic novels? First we have Biblical. If you've read like the early Vertigo books or pre-Vertigo books, Sandman, Swamp Thing, that kind of thing. That's the thing I was thinking of here. This is very biblically accurate. It's got a bunch of stuff you may have heard before. Not preachy in any way, shape, or form. At least I don't think so. I wrote and drew this one. Not preachy in any way, shape, or form. It's just a story. I think it's a good story. It's a compelling story. It's a 220 pages long, 180 pages story. Freaking awesome. Also freaking awesome is this other book. I wrote this one. I didn't do the art. Dominic Ratchett did the art, and he is awesome. He is absolutely fantastic. We'll see more of this stuff in a second. This is a love letter to telefantasy of the 1960s, which, I have mentioned, so far in this video. We haven't really even started. I do adore. So basically imagine Doctor Who, James Bond, Emma Pill, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit, plus a bunch of, toilet paper, and, a cameo of the prisoner. All in one reality-bending narrative. narrative. This is 105 pages long. 5 new pages in this edition, so that's something else I'm excited about. If you get both comics, you get a bunch of extras, but you can get the extras on their own, right? I'd rather you buy the comics because I'd like you to read my comics. I don't know how to say that any simpler than that. I would like you to read my comics. So what are the extras? The extras are, first we have this pinup, which I think just says everything about this campaign. This pinup, you see we have the lovely Leela, and whatever her name is, Raquel Welch from A Million Years BC, we have K9, and we have the Time Machine. Why are they together? Who cares? It's like, I'm just enjoying looking at it. It's sexy, it's genre, it's sci-fi, it's everything I freaking love in one pinup. So this is a pinup. If we hit 8 grand, we're at 7.5 right now, and I'm going to start plugging it for the last week. What I get to freaking do the last week, I think we'll get to 8 grand. When we get to 8 grand, everybody gets it. Everybody gets this supersized, right? As A2 poster, it's what, 18 by 22, something like that. So we have this. You have a bunch of postcards for the male gaze, based on things that titillate to me as a young man, and they still do today. They still do. So they're all, you'll notice, very genre related. These are for the male gaze. The for male gaze series. I think I'm going to print them as postcards. You can send them to the vicar. I think that's a good idea. I think the vicar deserves a smile. So we have this one. It's keeping the British end up, and the James Bondy one. We have a Space 1999 one. Party like it's 1999. We have a 2000 AD-ish one. Don't even think it's I think it's. I think I'm thinking about zooming in. What do you think, Judge Anderson? Am I thinking it? Yes, you are. I am thinking it. I'm sorry. Take me to the ISO-cubes. We have no hanky-panky in the TARDIS. And yes, there was quite a lot of hanky-pankies in the TARDIS in my, I would say, unrepeatable fan fiction. Mostly Perry and the Time Rotor of Love. No hanky-panky in the TARDIS. We have I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. Oh my, Councillor Troy. I don't know what parallel universe this is, but I want to visit it. And one that's proved to be just unbelievably popular. It's so popular we're going to get a zoom in for this one. The Falsus Female. I think it's very important to reclaim these terms that have been so scurrilously stolen from us. Princess Leia, you see, really quite happy and relaxed in Jabba's service. Jabba seems quite happy with about to. Bib Fortuna, not that interested. But Silencey Crumb, things are going to get crazy, baby. Falsus Female, and then we have a bunch of posters as well. Well, wait, there's one. God, this is why I like doing campaigns. I've just been adding crap on all the time. My next campaign, I'm continuing all this stuff. I'm going to do more posters, going to do more male gay stuff. Certainly going to do a Barbarella one, right? Got to do Barbarella. That's going to be awesome. So this poster, all this art, by the way, is by Dominic Ratcher, who is awesome. If you want, one of the high level tiers, he'll draw you and these are incredible. You got to go check him out in the campaign. He will draw you your own little trading card, and they look awesome, whatever you want. So this is a behemoth in time and space. Also an 18 poster. Everybody gets this at 8 grand. Again, I think we're going to get to 8 grand. We have add-on posters. Unless we make even more money, then I'll give them all to you for free as well. We have The Eyes Have It. Look at that. And again, he's never seen Doctor Who, and boy, does he nail it. We have Great Balls of Fire, and we have this one, which I got to do some work on. Forever Young. The problem with this one, it's taken me about. I'm glad it actually took me some time to like sit with it to work out what the problem is. Is like his Tom's hair there, a little bit big, a little bit crash helmet-y. We got to bring that in. I think once we do that, I think this is going to be an awesome poster. I do a little bit of art bodging is the word, a little editing. Look, I'm not going. My philosophy is I paid Dominic for the artwork. I hate going backwards and forwards and schlepping it out of them. I really do. So I figure I could do it myself. I just got to find time. Maybe today is a day. So anyway, as I said, go check this out. That'll be Fandabby Double Dozy. Something else, Fandabby Double Dozy, which I'm really very excited about, is this Doctor Who Age of Cares by Colin Baker warps into stores soon. So this is part of the Doctor Who magazine Panini comic strip reprint range. So I got all of these. Doctor Who Comics is over though. Doctor Who Comics over. Doctor Who magazine just doesn't sell enough to justify the cost of making the comics, and they've really pared it back, and they pared it back, and they pared it back. They had the writer Scott Gray do the artwork, and he just wasn't up to it. Yeah, again, I'm saying one professional to another, he just wasn't up to that. Artwork was awful. I doubt it's ever going to be reprinted in any collection, because I just don't see anybody buying a current Doctor Who collection to like another than to make it worthwhile. Why do I think that? Because they're stopping making them, and also with the Titan range, they've stopped making Doctor Who comics. We're going to be looking at that in a minute. But Age of Chaos. This was written by Colin Baker, which is quite exciting. I think who did John M. Burns did the art on it. I can't remember. I think he did the art on it. So John M. Burns, if you don't know, if you remember Looking, John M. Burns had a very like painterly style. He would often do like the Tomorrow People strip or Sapphire and Steel. When you see his artwork, they should put some pages on this so we could see it. You'll be going, oh yeah, John M. Burns, yeah, he's great, and he is great. He's fantastic, fantastic collection. So this was not printed as part of the Doctor Who magazine range, so that's why I thought it was never going to happen. What I did think they would do is a trade of all the backup strips, right? But this is not that, and there's still room to do that. There is still room to do that. I just hope they don't try and connect it with the Jodie strips. So let's read about this. Featuring art by John M. Burns and Barry Mitchell, color by Steve Whitaker. Is that from the time? I'm not sure that's from the time. I think that might be new. I mean, Steve Whitaker was around doing all that, so maybe that was from the time. Because they do clean these up. They clean these up before they reprint them. And by the way, the cleanup job they do just fantastic. The last thing they put out was also just the restoration work was great. Is the TV21 one-page Dalek strips. They did a whole collection of I think all 136 episodes. I was actually kind of gutted because I already bought that. I bought that in like the 90s when they brought it out the first time. So I was like, but I really like the collection. I nearly bought it again. I was like, I don't think I can do that. I already have it, right? I already have it. But this one, but that was as a special. This is one of the Panini graphic novels. Age of Chaos, first published back in 1994, so this was a good 5 years after Doctor Who was over. An interesting era, 1994. 1994 was that we had no expectation of Doctor Who ever coming back again, right? We had a lot of false starts. I remember Barry Sherwin was going around saying he was going to make a unit TV show, which he didn't. And then we had, this was, I think, after this must have been after the Dark Dimension, which was the 30th anniversary special that we all got really excited about. We all got super excited about when it was announced in Doctor Who magazine, written by Alan Riddenford. It didn't sound very good, quite frankly. And so it was announced in Doctor Who magazine, and then the issue later, they said, no, we're not doing it. It's over. It came and went. And we heard rumblings of Steven Spielberg might bring back Doctor Who at the time. And this was around the era where we were getting David Hasselhoff as prospective doctors, right? Like in the sun, and it doesn't get. But Doctor Who was actually in quite good shape at the time. They had the Virgin New Adventure race was really hitting its stride. We were about 5 years out from Big Finish starting up, but it was kind of an inevitability that they would start up because the market was there, right? The market was there. I'm not sure if it's still going to be there if Doctor Who goes off the air. I do think the current era of Doctor Who. It's been very, very damaging for Doctor Who. I think probably this next season of 8 episodes is going to end with Jodie Whittaker regenerating into a cliffhanger, and we're not going to see who the next Doctor Who is because I don't think there is going to be a next Doctor Who. I don't think they got the international partners. And it just doesn't get enough ratings. The average rating gets about 3-4 million viewers now. It normally gets trounced by Country File, you know, like Country File and Antiques Roadshow. When you look at the ratings, it's crazy. You know, you see like you have like was it Country File on, and it goes up there. Then Doctor Who goes on, goes way down, like and then Call the Midwife or something comes on after it, and it goes way up again. Right, so don't look at those ratings. It'll make you depressed, right? That's what happens to me. So anyway, So I think I'm not sure what it's going to be like. I think they'll probably do a 60th anniversary special. Probably starring David Tennant. You know, again, who knows? David Tennant might be a bit too white and male for the BBC, if the BBC's still around in 2023. Again, who knows or dares to dream? Fine, so let's read about this. His first one back in 1994 is set after the Sixth Doctor's final TV adventures. The story features Perry, played on screen by Nicola Bryant. Oh, yes, I do recall. And companion Frobisher. Frobisher was a great companion from the Doctor Who magazine comic strip. He was essentially a shape-shifting alien, a windriff, or something along those lines. But he liked the shape of a penguin and basically stayed there. He was in a couple of Big Finish audios played by Robert Jezek, I think, and it was good. Yeah, listen, it's a great companion. I think it's a great companion, great pairing. They should really do some more. The shapeshifters are stuck looking like a penguin. Yeah, sometimes he got stuck, sometimes he just liked it. They went backwards and forwards, but again, we'll show you again. That's Frobisher. Wonder who did the cover. This looks. I don't think it's John Ridgway. Do they say who did the cover? Mark Farmer, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, fine. The strip was first Doctor Who comic story originally produced in full colour by Marvel UK. Oh, interesting. Predating the advent and colour for the main Doctor Who magazine script by almost 7 years. That, yes, I do remember that, but I thought this was much more of an American product. This was really brought out for the American market, although they did bring it out as a special in, what was it, Doctor Who Classic Comics? Those things were really doing well at the time. When Doctor Who was still there, those things were really doing well. Edited by Gary Russell and originally intended for to be published as a 4-issue series in 1993 until hit by art delays. The story was released in one edition in October 94. I could have just read the next paragraph and it would have told me everything. Featuring a cover by Alan Davis, recently sold on Heritage auctions. That is not this cover. That's not Alan Davis, is it? I don't think so. This does look very John Ridgway to me, but not really. I mean, the inking, I can't really tell. Again, maybe they'll tell us. Somewhere in this article. The story by Colin Baker follows on loosely from Childhood Time, centering around the Sixth Doctor and Frobisher's adventures with Perry's grandchildren. Oh, interesting. From her marriage to King Yukanos, introduced on the on TV in The Ultimate Foe, played by Brian Blessed. The new collection features a striking cover, here we go, by featuring the Sixth Doctor shape-shifting companion Frobisher. It is penguin designed by David Roach. Yeah, David Roach has done a lot of Doctor Who comics. A lot. The more recent, I think, was it the Highgate Horror? He's done a lot of the Capaldi stuff, and he's done a lot of covers for these collections. It also includes, so they also had some backup stories in as well. Also includes stories featuring the 3rd, 4th, and 7th Doctors. These are the last word from Doctor Who Magazine 305, which I'm pretty sure, is the last strip from Doctor Who Magazine, other than the more recent Jodie stuff, which is just so bad. Firstly, it's got Jodie Whittaker in it. No, doesn't really sell it to me in big time. Again, if you like Jodie Whittaker, God bless you. I'm very happy for you. So you got Jodie Whittaker, but also the artwork is just so unbelievably bad. Again, it was who was it? Scott Gray doing the art. Scott Gray, great writer. He's written tons of great Doctor Who comics. hasn't drawn any. Fine. So it also includes third, fourth, seventh Doctor's last word. So yeah, this is the last one that they haven't reprinted yet. Featuring title written by Gareth Ross, by art by Lee Sullivan. Story then celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Virgin New Adventures. Under Pressure by Dan Abnett, drawn by Vincent Danks, and inked by Cam Smith. This is a Sea Devil story. Featuring the Sea Devils, a third and fourth Doctor who never met in the strip from the '93 yearbook. Yeah, so they finished the weekly ones, and now they're plumbing the yearbooks. Here, let me just show you a website that I use a lot, which is actually, again, and a guy obsessed with Doctor Who comics, that this is a pretty good one. So this is tardis.fandom.com/wiki/DWM_comics_stories. So this is all the Doctor Who magazine comic stories, like, issue by issue. And it tells you who the companion is, and also what reprint they'll find. Many you'll see the reprints go through freaking everything. They've been everything, apart from where is it? This one story. This is it. This is the last story. Everything else goes in a collection somewhere or another, apart from this Jodie story. I think Monstrous Beauty. That was part of Time Lord Victorious, and I'm very excited about Time Lord Victorious, and I don't think it did very well for them. And then we had, will it ever be reprinted? Maybe, I don't know. And then White Dragon. Yes, unbelievable bad artwork. Maybe if I click on it, well, they'll show you some, right? Can you zoom in on that? Yeah, so this is like an average panel. And you see, like, the incredible attention to detail that it has. Yeah, listen to. Don't give up your day watch. Wait, a day job. So yeah, so that's basically done. So now they're over here on the specials. They got this one, which is a really good story to reprint still. The Man in the Iron Mask. I can't remember who did the art on it, but this was a Brigadier Benton and the Master story, and Third Doctor. Right, there was a third Doctor story. Then the '94 special, Younger. I don't remember these ones. Younger and Wiser, Plastic Millennium. That's a seventh. That was a kind of sequel to a Alton backup strip, as I recall. Seventh segment, an okay addition to Key to Time, and the Daleks versus the Martians. That was great. That was a Peter Cushing strip. Honestly, that's really where I think, with the people, if anybody wants to do independent Doctor Who comics, which I am, I'm pushing out one campaign. I got another one in the pipeline. I've got another one ready to go. But I would love to do a campaign, an Indiegogo campaign of Doctor Who comics that featured doctors we don't recognize. Basically, I'll do a Cushing Doctor, and then I would like to maybe do like Edward Woodward as a third Doctor in a adaptation of The Demons that never happened, right? That would be freaking awesome. Yeah, and I think Jim Dale maybe as a second Doctor. Just imagine if the Doctor Who cinematic universe carried on past those two Cushing movies. But anyway, this is a good one. Under Pressure, this is the one that's going to be in the in this collection, Metamorphosis. So you see, they're starting to plow through them. So you got and all these other ones are in the Clockwise War. So they don't have that much left. What they do have left, though, is the backup strips. They got tons of these left. The Return of the Daleks. This is something I would love to see them do a collection of, and I think it's got some legs, right? I think they could probably maybe do this with Monstrous Beauty, the Time Lord Victorious story. That you might be able to sell it that way, right? You might well be able to sell it that way. But yeah, look, there's tons of and these are like 2 or 3 pages long each, so it's not going to make. I think if you put all of these, it'll probably be in one collection. Let's finish reading about this. So anyway, so we got Under Pressure, First Doctors, and the Seventh Doctor versus the Daleks. So Metamorphosis by Paul Cornell with art by Lee Sullivan. I don't remember that one at all. Have a quick look. Metamorphosis. That's was I just looking at that one? It's Metamorphosis. Let's see if I look at the artwork, maybe it'll remind me of it. I don't remember this one at all. I wonder how many pages it is. It's 16 pages. Okay, it looks like it's in color as well. Paul Cornell, solid writer, bit of a douchebag online, but so aren't so many people. So yeah, this is coming out in 8th of July in bookshops and 11th of August from comic store. What? I'll buy it on the 8th of July from a bookshop. Why would I go wait to buy it from a comic shop? That's weird. Wait. Where am I going to click this? Is it going to give me a link or somewhere I can get it with? Something in Amazon. Okay, fine. Okay, I don't need to see it. You're cool. Fine. So let's juxtapose that with this. This is the Titan Doctor Who range, and they haven't been able to sell these. Why? I'm going to suggest maybe Jodie Whittaker. Jodie Whittaker isn't enough to sell these comics, so the only way they've ever managed to be able to sell them is if you shoehorn David Tennant in them. So yeah, this is an interview with Jodie Howser, the last writer of Doctor Who comics, right? This is the person who oversaw it. So let's have a look to see what she has to say about the destruction of this lengthy tradition. Now listen, Jodie, I don't think Jodie Howser, she's not terrible. I mean, like I've read her comics and they are technically proficient, which I can't say of a lot of people who are really, really very prominent in the industry. I've read, who was it? Vita Ayala comics, her James Bond comics. And they weren't just bad James Bond comics. They were awful comics. They were absolutely awful comics. Also, what's the other one? America Chavez. These are just really, really technically very, very poorly written comics that don't really tell stories in a good way. So I generally speaking, I think what's going on is people are being hired because of their identity rather than their ability. But that's certainly what seems to be. I think Jodie Howser may be amongst those, which is a shame, really, because they have her working on I think somewhat masculine franchises. And which they feminized on the TV version with Doctor Who, for example, and Star Wars, and it just doesn't really work, It doesn't, and it's not to say that either gender or sex is superior to the other, but I do believe the genders to be fundamentally different in many, many important respects, and I don't think they're interchangeable. I think a great example of this is the way that the difference between the way boys and girls play, this goes into $1 billion of the toy industry. This is just settled science, essentially. The way girls play is they like to imprint themselves onto the character, right? They want to imagine their Princess Peach or whatever. They want to imagine that they are the princess. So the upshot of that is that characters aimed at girls tend to have less distinctive features in them, so they can imagine themselves in that role, right? So that's that's female characters. Whereas boys, like to imagine that they are the character. They want to imagine that they are Han Solo, or He-Man. So they have boy characters have very, very distinctive characteristics that they can imprint upon themselves. And I think probably that difference, that schism between masculine and feminine, perception of play, right, is probably one of the main things behind the vandalism of our culture, right? Where they have very actively, very purposely feminized masculine things. Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek. Doctor Who, I think, is the least masculine of those things. And it hasn't worked because men and women are not interchangeable, right? But this push to say, well, there hasn't been a female Doctor Who, so people can't imagine themselves as Doctor Who. That's the way women are, that's the feminine way women, interact with character, right? So that's how it works, and that's why boys go, well, listen, I've never seen Doctor Who be a fat Jewish guy. I can still kind of relate. That's why we do have this very different one. So let's have a quick look at this. It's not a long interview, but it is somewhat telling. How were you first introduced to Doctor Who, and how long have you been a fan of the show? I believe she enjoys watching the show. I don't think she's lying about that. I just I think she's probably a woman. Yeah, Jodie. Yeah, I don't want to assume your gender, but I think she probably is. So she was first watched. So I first watched I forgot I'm reading an interview. I should really actually read it verbatim. I first watched the Doctor Who movie with the Eighth Doctor when it was on TV. That's when I was getting married. That was '96. I watched it in the US. I was quite excited about it. When the new series launched in the US, I was on board from the start. Kind of like most people. I think, most people today. How does working on Doctor Who comics compare to the other projects you worked on? It's actually not too different. Yeah, I was kind of just given a job because I was a lady. And I hate to say it, but that's kind of why she was hired for this. Doctor Who's a lady. We got to make everybody working on Doctor Who comic a lady. The ladies got to write the ladies. The blacks got to write the blacks. The gays got to write the gays. That's the way comics are basically made today, which is probably why they're so bad. It's actually not too different from a lot of licensed comics that I've written. Yeah, why would it be? The biggest difference is the longevity, which is coming to a stark end right now. I wonder why. And again, I don't really think it's because she's a terrible writer. I think it's because she's a woman writing a fundamentally masculine product, right? I think that's probably why. And the licensed product is meant to appeal to young boys. They've made it to appeal to young girls, and the result, it doesn't appeal to anyone, right? Apart from the Twitter crazes, like the 12 psychos that live on Twitter, right? Who go feel it's stunning and brave and don't really watch it, right? So that's basically what happens when you take something that works best for 8-year-old boys. You make it for 8-year-old girls. 8-year-old boys aren't that interested because it's for 8-year-old girls, and 8-year-old girls aren't that interested because it's still science fiction, and I'd much rather watch My Little Pony or whatever. There's so much more history than most properties I've worked on. Well, that really shouldn't make a difference, right? I see, that's the thing about Doctor Who. Yes, it has some defined parts to it, but it's so open. You can basically do anything with it. It doesn't really matter if you do something different with it. How did the idea for alternating currents first come about? What inspired you to bring these different parts of the Doctor Who universe together? Well, I'll tell you exactly what inspired her. Jodie Whittaker couldn't sell bloody comics, so they tried to put in monsters and doctors, David Tennant, so people would buy the comics. That's 100% what was behind the brief. There was a lot of discussion with with Titan and BBC about what we could use from the at the time upcoming season. This was all built off the success of previous team up with 10 and 13. Yeah, the slightly lesser of a failure, right? It fell slightly less. That's not called a success. Is there a particular scene or line of dialogue in Alternating Currents you're most proud of? I think the paycheck. That's one I would be most proud of. I'm proud of the way the second issue transitions between the 10 and 13 scenes. I was really happy with the flow of it. Okay, that's nice. But again, the only reason that 10 is in there is because you can't sell it with 13. That's really why. I think dancing around that is just kind of it's kind of foolish because we all know that to be the case. If you didn't have to put David Tennant in, he wouldn't be in there. Did work on this volume during lockdown present any particular challenges? Now, let me tell you what it's like writing comics. I've written a few. You sit alone in your basement, which is where I am right now, and you don't talk to anybody, and you basically go insane, right? Being on lockdown just kind of normalized that for you. You suddenly felt like a normal person again, as everybody else did the same thing. Not being able to work outside of home was something of a challenge. Although I've technically been worked from home for about 5 years. I've tried. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the time in comics they started to hire on identity rather than on ability. And I'm all up for everybody having equality of opportunity. I really am. But I don't think hiring somebody based on their identity is particularly successful. For about 5 years, though, I've had to change. I've tried to change. I tried to have a change of scenery while writing fairly often, and had writing dates with friends. I see. for me, I think you just got to shut up and concentrate on your work. That's what I would suggest. Now that you've written several stories for the 13th and 10th Doctors, which other incarnations would you be most keen to write for next? I'd like to write for 9, who she's seen, or the War Doctor. Okay. Looking at the effects of the war on them. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Ordinary and current features, but again, it's not going to happen. This is the last collection they're putting out. I'd be surprised if they even put that out. They got a Missy two issue series. Nothing else is planned. Nothing else is planned or announced. As well, I was really quite surprised to hear about Age of Chaos. Audio features a number of iconic creatures and companions from Doctor Who's history. Yes, they wanted to sell it, including Sea Devils and Rose Tyler. How did you approach adapting these well-loved characters? They told me to put them in, and I put them in. For Rose in particular, I really wanted a version that would conflict with the Doctor in a way we'd never seen. Well, she's competent and popular. I can see why that would be a conflict with the Jodie Whittaker Doctor. For the Sea Devils, it was very much about finding a place for them in the story when they weren't the primary villain. Yeah, they were shoehorned in. I wonder if she's ever seen it. Do you reckon she went back and watched Warriors of the Deep? God, I hope not. Listen, I don't know you, Jodie, but nobody should have to suffer through Warriors of the Deep. It was a lot of work balancing out the character, but a lot of fun having so many toys to play with as well. Yeah, no, the reason again you had to do it is because Jodie can't sell comics. That's the bottom bloody line. Oh God, this artwork is not good. This tracing, I don't know, photocopy, whatever it is, background taken from a screen grab. Yeah, geez, that's really not very good. Are there any other friends or foes the Doctor you're particularly to incorporate in a further in future Doctor Who story? Spoilers is we're not commissioning any. What can we expect from your latest Doctor Who comic story, which follows the Doctor's best enemy, Missy? A lot of chaos in Missy's very specific flavor. I imagine Missy's probably easy to write for. Again, she's got a very, very developed personality. Doctor Who is available now, and now it's just the blurb for it. Yeah, look, this is the last one. This is the end of Doctor Who. Although I do like that cover. I have to say, I do like that cover. I think she should be looking into camera and holding and showing the Sideman into camera. But other than that, I do like that cover. I think it's kind of cute. Other than that, not so much. Before we go, one last thing, which I think we just were talking about Doctor Who artwork. I should bring this up. There's a crowdfunding spotlight. Help with Doctor Who artist Colin Howard get mobile again. Colin Howard is not doing well. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, more importantly, Colin Howard, name of Colin Howard, someone you should recognise. He has a crowdfunding campaign to support him get mobile again. He has MS. He was diagnosed with 10 years ago. Yeah, look, I mean, you remember? I remember all this stuff when it came out. He's a great illustrator, but unfortunately, he was diagnosed with MS 10 years ago. He slowly began to tell. His illness has progressively taken away his mobility, his confidence, and unfortunately has become more and more isolated and unable to get outside with ease. This horrible disease is making everything he does frustrating and bluntly unenjoyable. I can imagine. Now his partner Michelle has launched a GoFundMe campaign for Colin. It says $2 Colin to get Colin maybe a kinetic power wheelchair in an effort to get Colin outside with ease and get him back into his life. Yeah, listen, if you can give some money for this. So far the campaign has raised £5,000 in 2 days, but 10,000 is needed. Listen, he's honestly it's always good to give charity. Giving charity is good for you. I would recommend it. This looks like a great charity. I will put the link in the video notes. Also, look, you can go to his website and buy a print. I'm sure he won't mind that as well. Colin, I'm wishing you, I don't know if anybody does recover from MS, but whatever you can do to get better, I hope it happens speedily. Again, let's look at his artwork. Just wonderful artwork. He did a lot of the VHS covers. So look at that. As I said, it just came up. If only the snake looked as good in real life. I prefer the DVD or is that on Blu-ray? Yeah, I prefer the Blu-ray DVD or Blu-ray version where they redid the snake effect much better. Yeah, again, I remember this was the. This is all the VHS artwork. Oh, so much Doctor Who, and this must be a commission. It's quite nice. I like this. Hey, listen. Oh, look at that. That's nice as well. So listen, go check out the link below. Give them a buck, give them two, give them whatever you can. Look forward to the Age of Chaos coming out in July. I'm sorry, comic book stores. I'm not waiting another month. I'm getting it from Amazon. Coming out in July. And honestly, I hope they do more. But I hope they do them, looking back to the past rather than the future. And honestly, I dream of a future where we get great Doctor Who comics back again. Who knows, or dares to dream how that could happen in that future? Keep watching the stars, I tell you. Keep watching the stars. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.